Welcome back to Biz Asia America. I'm Philip Yen. Regulators here in the United States have approved the takeover of Canadian oil and gas company Nexen by China's state-owned Cnooc. We go straight to Toronto, where Kristiaan Yeo, who's been covering the story, joins us live now from the Toronto Stock Exchange. Hi, Kristiaan.
Hi, Phil. Well, yes, 7 months in the making, this deal, all hanging on that US approval today. The news of that approval sent Nexen's share price up to nearly the exact figure that shareholders were offered back in July. Now, it wasn't just the US regulators that had to approve this. It was also up for government approval in Britain and the EU, as well as, of course, in Canada. And that's because Nexen operates around the world. Now, based on past experience with the US, having blocked deals in the past of this nature, many were expecting there to be more of a hurdle than this. So there's an awful lot of relief in the industry this evening. It's said to be one of the biggest energy deals in global history and China's largest foreign investment. It's ironic that the United States was the final hurdle in Cnooc's purchase of Nexen. Canada's desire to diversify exports beyond its neighbour is what made the deal so attractive.
Canada has a big interest in a reciprocal bilateral trade understanding with China. Now, Canada wants access to the Chinese market.
Cnooc's bid for Nexen is economically prudent. Canada has the third highest oil reserves in the world, and China's growth is unparalleled. Nexen needs capital investment, which Cnooc is promising to deliver. In return, China is guaranteed a steady flow of fuel.
It's providing the Chinese national oil company with the opportunity to secure supply, which is important for China, given the demand and the forecasted demand that we see in China.
The Nexen acquisition gives Cnooc new offshore production in the North Sea, the Gulf of Mexico and off Western Africa, as well as the Alberta Long Lake oil sands project. It's believed that most Nexen staff will stay on, with Cnooc working with management rather than replacing them.
It is good. There are going to be some issues, certainly, in terms of how are these assets going to be operated in the future. There's going to be a different mindset to some degree between the management of Nexen and the management of Cnooc.
Throughout the process, concerns have been raised around the world about state-owned enterprise controlling such valuable resources. Far from being the first sale of many, this acquisition could be a turning point.
One of the unique things about this deal is it may be one of the last deals like this.
So it might be the last state-funded energy acquisition to get government approval here, but it's certainly not a signal that deals with China are off the table. Quite the opposite, in fact. The government here is spearheading a number of Canadian investments in China, hoping to hang on the coattails of economic growth in the East.
Yeah. Well, Kristiaan, I mean, this is a big deal in itself, and I guess the natural question is, what's next? We have the U.S. regulators approving. There's a couple other groups that have approved as well. How close is this deal being from a done deal?
Well, we really are at the last cusp here. That was the final hurdle. We've had all the government approvals. Now it's all green lights. It should, if it goes smoothly, and most believe now it should be plain sailing. It's just about crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and we should expect the ink to be dry on this deal by the end of the month.
All right, and of course have the lawyers meet. Kristiaan Yeo, thank you very much joining us live from Toronto.